You're all familiar with the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime, watching it as a kid in front of your TV and witnessing the epic card game battles between Yugi and Kaiba. But that wasn't always the case. Originally, the Yu-Gi-Oh manga was released under the horror tag, and this dark tone is evident throughout the series' history. It was only after serialization that the anime took a more kid-friendly route, toning down some of the intense scenes. But traces of the dark, disturbing past still linger. Today, we will delve into the unsettling origins of one of our beloved childhood shows, Yu-Gi-Oh! But the most disturbing thing is how many people have yet to subscribe, so hit that button if you enjoy content like this. I know most of the people watching this video stopped after Season 1, also known as Peak Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'll start with the outro of the 5th season. I can't show it for copyright reasons, but the creators of the anime thought it would be a good idea to take the song Are You Ready by BIS. In this 11-minute song, the topics of murder, drugs, suicide and daddy issues get brought up. Well, here's some of the lyrics. Oh papa, can I kill you? Not with a knife or anything. No, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I want to kill you. I want to die, it's so frustrating. I want to cry, it's so meaningless. I want to burn, I want to die. I want to eat, I want to burn. Make it echo. I want to eat, I want to live. Are you ready or not? The band had a lot of controversy surrounding this and other songs they made, so I don't know how this ended up in a kids show. As mentioned at the beginning, Yu-Gi-Oh! Did not start out as a card game, but rather a horror show with actual death games in every episode. If you lost the game, you would receive a major punishment. And one of the most gruesome ones is in Season 0 Episode 4, where Yugi challenges Shotaro because he stole the D-Shock watch that Yugi wanted to give to Hiroto. In this game, both contestants get one chance to stop the watch as close as possible to 10 seconds. And at the 10-second mark, a hammer would fall down and crush their arm. Shotaro goes first and gets a time of 9.65. He boldly proclaims that Yugi could never beat the time. Yugi then proceeds to absolutely crush him by stopping the time at 9.95. Shotaro then backs out and says that this was just a test run, and Yugi agrees to go again. In the second attempt, Shotaro fails to stop the timer and thus loses the game. In a very unsettling scene, Shotaro's whole body seems to merge with watches, until his sunglasses fall off and you can see that even his eyeball got replaced with a clock face. Going back to Vrains, a large part of the plot revolves around AI, which is kind of like Kuribo in the first season. In a flashback, it gets revealed how the AI were made. 10 years before the present, 6 children were kidnapped by Kiyoshi Kogami. During 6 months of captivity, the children were imprisoned separately in rooms with nothing but VR equipment. They were forced to duel in a virtual arena, where if they did not win, they were electrocuted and starved. After the children were rescued, the incident was covered up. This was to create the Ignis, an AI with free will. The Ignis were created based on available data from the children and observed them as they dueled, in order to learn how to problem solve. In the aftermath of the incident, several of the children suffered from PTSD, with some taking years of therapy to recover, while others have not recovered at all. I'm sure you're all familiar with the Battle City arc in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, where all the participants had to collect stars and then got thrown into a tournament. In the finals, Yugi beat Pegasus in a duel, even though Pegasus could read the mind of Yugi. Yugi, however, was the worst opponent for Pegasus because he just switched back and forth between himself and the Pharaoh, making Pegasus' Millennium item essentially useless. After winning the duel, the gang walks back to the mainland, and Pegasus continues to live on his massive island. But in the manga, a dark turn of events takes place. Out of nowhere, Dark Bakura shows up, rips the Millennium Eye out of Pegasus' eye socket, killing him in brutal fashion. He then places a fake Millennium Eye in front of his dead body and says, "Take this replica eye with you to hell." Quite the difference, if you ask me. In the duel against Raphael, Yugi activates Underworld Circle, and a thick layer of fog surrounds the dome of the Seal of Orichalcos from the outside and transports Raphael and Yugi to a vision of Raphael's past. This graveyard is the location where Raphael's family is buried. His brother as well as sister died in a shipwreck, with Raphael being the only survivor. The tombstones read the name of Julian and Sonia, Raphael's little brother and sister, lost during a storm. Suddenly, Darts appears out of thin air and urges Raphael to unearth the remains of his family to confirm their deaths. Raphael then proceeds to dig up the grave of his brother and sister with his bare hands, until he finds two skulls and screams in agony. This scene was obviously censored in the dub, where he just digs up a dual disc, which is honestly quite hilarious.